So I am in Arizona, and it is winter break between my first and second semester of my second year of college. One of the downsides of me not making basically any videos for the last 6 months is that I have not had my normal avenues of keeping the world updated on things, so I've completely forgotten to tell so many people so many things. So, long story short, I'm going to be transferring schools. I loved my time at Brandeis, and I love all the friends that I've made at Brandeis, but unfortunately, it's not really sustainable for me to stay there. I could have built a communication and media degree at Brandeis, people have done it before, but as I began to explore the various avenues of communication more, I realized that I really like the creative aspect. I do really enjoy talking to people, talking to the internet, and sharing my thoughts, but what I really love to do, my passion, is to create. And so I began to look into what are ways that I can study creative communication, or the creative aspect of communication, perhaps. And so what does that look like? That looks like a major in graphic design, which, as I learned fairly quickly, Brandeis does not have. It doesn't have communication, but even more, it doesn't have graphic design. I think there are 2 graphic design classes at Brandeis, and they're upper-level computer science classes. There were a few things that you obviously have to consider in looking for schools. Money, location, the specific program, and the reputation both of the school and of the program itself. Reputation has a lot of different facets, from is it prestigious, is it well known, if I put that school on a resume, will I look good for it? But it's also things like, what kind of feel does the campus have? How friendly is it to LGBTQ students? What's academia like? All of these things. And so I had some pretty specific desires for those. Some of my desires are pretty obvious, money, I wanted to go for the cheapest possible. Location, I grew up in Ohio, but I've loved the last couple years that I've been living in the Boston area, and so for location, I really want to stay in the Northeast, preferably a decent day's drive at the very most from the Boston-Providence area. And then you come to the school and the program, and what I really want out of the place is a good graphic design degree that is a Bachelor of Arts, not a Bachelor of Fine Arts, because I want to be able to have this more rounded education. And I really like a good program, and I'd love the school to have a decent reputation, obviously. But what's more important for me is that it's not too strenuous. I don't want to overstress myself. And also, I prefer chill, because Brandeis could get rather intense, and that's not really my forte. But the most important thing, really, is a positive trans experience. As for the program, I wanted the classes to look interesting and for it to not be too long and drawn out, because I'd really like to finish within 3 years. So I looked at a few different schools. Kent, which I've been examining. Here's the thing about Kent, is that it is not really a casual day's drive from the Northeast area. The program, while it looked good and very thorough, was just too long for it to really be worth being so far away. If I'm going to be spending another 4 years in college now, I don't want it to be so far away from my friends. So up next was the University of Rhode Island, which is much better. I love the location because it's an easy hour drive from Providence, maybe an hour or 2 from Boston, near all of my friends and near the house shows that I love so much. And it's cheaper than Brandeis. So when I first started looking to transfer, before I knew for sure that I wanted to do graphic design, URI was going to be perfect. Excellent school, great reputation, and I visited their LGBT center. It was, I believe, the first freestanding LGBT center at a university in the US. And it was amazing. I loved it. But unfortunately, they only have film and communication degrees, and it was just a little too much money to be worth going there just to study something that wasn't exactly what I wanted to study. And then there was Roger Williams University in Rhode Island. It has, again, the great location. It was a beautiful campus, and their program looked interesting enough, but it wasn't great, and it certainly wasn't enough to make up for the fact that this was also a private school, so it was going to be very expensive. It had a great reputation academically, but as I toured the campus, we discovered it doesn't really have the greatest diverse environment. And then I met my friend Quentin Gell, who is a graphic design and media arts student at SUNY Potsdam. After months of come to Potsdam, I finally decided to take a peek at their graphic design program because I had seen what he could do and it was awesome. It's an okay location. It takes me about 6 hours to get back and forth between Potsdam and the Boston area. Still definitely close enough to be okay. Also, I do kind of like that it's out in the middle of nowhere, so I won't wind up going off to cities and family and everything because it takes too much effort to get there, so I may as well actually immerse myself in campus life, which is a thing that I've struggled with in the past. It was the cheapest of all of the schools I've looked at, and I looked at the program and it just looked like everything I wanted. It had all of the different aspects of graphic design that I'm interested in, but it's compact. I think there are 14 or 15 required classes, something that I can easily do in maybe one extra semester, but not too much. When I visited, I just loved the environment. You know, it's still a school and it feels like a school, but it's chill. I'm not gonna get stressed out there extra by the environment, because heaven knows academics can be stressful. Knowing that the people around me aren't gonna stress me out more was very nice. And on top of all that, I liked the program, but also, upon doing some research, I discovered that SUNY Potsdam is actually the best in the entire SUNY system in terms of graphic design, and they've had some pretty amazing people come out of that program. And there goes the air conditioning again. Whatever, I'm almost done anyway. I'd heard from multiple people, including Quentin, that it's really good for trans people. It's a good place to be trans. And so, to no one's surprise, in the end, I chose SUNY Potsdam. I'm going to be transferring in January, so that's really exciting. So if anyone has any questions about the transfer process, or why I chose to do what I'm doing, or anything like that, just let me know down in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope it won't be this long till I see you again. Bye!